Hey guys, it's Ali here again, your boy, and time for some amateur video hour. Just kidding. So, as promised, I'm going to continue the series of giving tips during the virus that has helped me, made work for me. Now, a lot of you might find it far fetched, but if you can, give it a shot. If you think you want to wait, things get better, well, if you're gonna wait to start something, you know, then that something never comes. One of the things that I've learned is having successful habits is if you want to do something, just do it. You might be fail, you might be miserable at it, you might actually be the worst at it. But you know what that does? It teaches you on what mistakes you made and what you can do better. I wanted to talk about regular investing for regular guys like us. Now, I know I mentioned part of it in my first video that was like a while ago. You know, it's like been forever with Corona and all this nonsense that we're dealing with. It's been part of that life, and we just have to be patient, I guess, or just work with it. So, I want to see what you guys are think about investing and what my thoughts. I was very much interested in the stock market. I always like to automate income. And I started investing in 2008, learning about it. It took me a freaking forever trying to find investment. People told me Scott Straight, signed up for it. Bloody hell, I had to go in to get a signature, could not go in. Kept on going, wheels kept on turning until I met my fiance at that time. She had a TD account, so she got a TD Ameritrade account just for me to start investing at that time. And remember, I was an unemployed fool, and poor girl was actually trusting me with her money. She put money in there, moved in with my brother at that time. We got investing from Schwab. We started investing through Schwab. We made some mistakes. We weren't perfect, but we learned from them. That's what we always made sure and how we did it. Now, I want to share with you where I got my knowledge from and how it worked out well. So, there's 4 books that I would recommend. One really highly. But first is if you want to learn the basics, I'm not trying to sell this guy's book, even though I'm one of his biggest fans. But Money Masters the Game is all the greats, all the successful people he talks to, and who better to learn from than the guys who've already done it, who've been there. You know, it's just easier. They've already figured out what works, what doesn't work, been through it. Do that. Go through. Read that. Second, and I'm trying to tell you in order what I feel would work best. The Intelligent Investor. This is a very complicated book. It is difficult to digest, and if you're not one who digests information that easily, if you're like me, it takes you time to understand complicated shit. This book, I would say, give it a shot. Take your time with it. Go do something else if this gets overwhelming, because it is value investing from what Warren Buffett does, and it can be very, very, very overwhelming reading this. So I definitely recommend reading it and taking your time with it, please. Third book, now I don't have this, it's on my Kindle. I read uh, The Big Debt Crisis by Ray Dalio. That book fits our time frame perfectly because we're going through a crisis. Now we might think, oh, well, you gotta be a fool. The market's going back up. Well, is the market really going back up, or this is just because maybe the stimulus is holding it up right now? The promise of funding into the market. Because remember, unemployment claims hit its highest since the depression. All those job creations are gone. So we're a little bit in trouble. So that is one book I definitely recommend because it will give you an insight into the kind of situations we're dealing with right now. Last book is called Millionaire Success Habits. Now, every one of you will say, well, but what the hell? That's not a book for investing. I agree. It's not a book for investing, but you gotta know what works, what doesn't work for you, what kind of habits you can pick up, and how to invest. You can't be one of those investors who are like, I bought this stock at $9. It was good. It was paying something. All of a sudden, it dropped completely. I'm gonna keep on buying because my price will reduce. Price will reduce. Well, if it's not giving you dividends or anything else, why the hell are you holding it for? Now, if you're holding it for tax purposes, I can understand that because there is a tax advantage to it when you sell it at a lower price. You lock in your losses. But that's for another time. It's more complicated shit. If you want to know more details about it, leave me a comment. I promise you I'll explain to you how that works, and it's actually allowed by the IRS. So why would you not want to do it? Something's good. So these 4 books are good. Develop your habits. Now, please, this is just a recommendation on what has worked for me. Figure out what works for you. Put a plan in place. Put a situational analysis in place. Think about how you want to do it, not how I do it or how anybody else does it. Because these experts might tell you, I spend about $1 billion a day investing here and there. Well, what the fuck? None of us have $1 billion sitting in our bank accounts. If we did, we wouldn't want to be working in a regular W-2 job, would we? So read the books, write everything down, whatever you learn. Invest the money you know you do not need. Don't take money out of your rainy day fund. Don't take money from the expenses you need to pay for. Put the money aside that okay, maybe I'm gonna save $400 a month according to my current budget or plan, which we're gonna talk about more next week. I promise you that. Maybe I can invest $100 and save $300. That is enough for a rainy day fund, and I can find more money for disposable income from the 100, because you can generate more dividends from it, which have a tax implication again. So make sure you read about that. Leave me a comment if you want me to talk about it more. All right. So think about investing. Think about disposable income. I know it's the pandemic. I know it doesn't work that well. I know it's not that easy. It's easy for me to blabber my mouth about it, but trust me, I am in your spot. I was far worse than where I was, and these things seem to work slow and steady. It's trial and error. I promise you that. I'm not trying to sell anything from any of these experts. I get nothing from them. This is just my humble tip to you that I feel will make a big difference to you. So I hope this helps. Let me know what you guys think, if you tried it out, how it worked for you, and I look forward to hearing back from it, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.